Hello guys! It is very likely that 3,000 of North Korean soldiers are already in Russia and actually very close to the front lines and border with Ukraine. 3,000 foreign soldiers getting ready to fight in Ukraine. Of course, we are not afraid of these tired soldiers who suffer from malnutrition and lack of knowledge about the world in general, but we all have to agree this is a dangerous precedent that once again illustrates how quickly and how effectively our enemies, authoritarian regimes, cooperate, how quickly they back up each other when our partners express doubts, express concerns, express fear of escalation. North Korean soldiers are already traveling to Ukraine in thousands. So let's discuss what will this new battalion look like, what it means for Ukraine and for Russia, because it is also a dangerous and important symptom. Russia is lacking people. My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe to demonstrate your solidarity with the democratic world and to see Russia defeated. This process has already started, but we need to remain confident and united. And please share the videos on your social media platform. This helps to counterfight Russian propaganda. So let's start with this news. It was coming and there were rumors that some of North Korean military were already neutralized in Ukraine. And now different intelligence services report that a new battalion is being formed on the territory of Russia in Bryansk and Kursk regions, which are close to Ukraine, 7 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border, and now they train before they will participate in combat operations. What is funny and what is actually illustrative of what kind of North Korean soldiers are is the fact that 18 of them have already escaped from their units, and now Russians are trying to find them somewhere in the forests of Bryansk and Kursk. I am happy to remind you that many settlements in Kursk region are now under the control of the Ukrainian army, and despite the decision of Russian commanders to take away lots of their soldiers from the front lines in Ukraine and bring them back to Kursk region of the Russian Federation to counterattack Ukrainian forces, they failed. And this is one of the reasons why they asked North Koreans to join them there. Also, those of you who know might have understood that North Korean soldiers don't look like typical Russian soldiers. They are Asian, and that's why most likely Putin will try to hide at the very start them as Buryat Battalion. Buryat Republic is a separate republic within the Russian Federation, and an important reminder, the Russian Federation consists of 22 different people's republic, and Russia is just one of them, so never treat Russia as just like Moscow and St. Petersburg. And one beautiful day they will definitely collapse. But right now, perhaps they will pretend that these are not North Korean soldiers, but Buryat soldiers who are also Asian, Mongolian. But it will not take long to actually understand who these people are, taking into account lack of knowledge about this part of the world, about this climate, including language. Honestly, I don't know how will they be fighting. Maybe they study Russian in North Korean schools, I don't know. But of course, these soldiers perhaps needed even more for their experience, and there is a question why they need this experience. So what do we know right now? 3,000 North Korean soldiers are most likely already in Bryansk and Kursk regions, 7 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border, getting ready to fight. We are not afraid of them. We realize the level of their preparation and perhaps even physical health, but this is a bad precedent because authoritarian regimes unite, getting stronger and back up each other like crazy. Subscribe to back up Ukraine, our beautiful community on the channel, and also learn more about the dangers that modern Russia, modern North Korea impose on the world. Unfortunately, as a Ukrainian, I know a lot about that. So it all began with North Korean engineers coming to Ukraine to help with missile launchers, because once again North Korea supplied Russia with thousands of their ballistic missiles. They are not of the top quality. Ukrainian drones destroy them very often in Russian ammunition depot. During this month, close to a dozen of such storages were destroyed, but North Koreans continue supplying them. They have a railroad connection that helps transporting the missiles, and now people. They have actually added some branches of that railroad to make the transportation of North Korean soldiers effective, and the world is still observing what is happening right now. So at first these were just engineers, military personnel involved in the maintenance and work of these missile launchers, and according to the Ukrainian intelligence, some of them have already been neutralized after we neutralized military objects in Donetsk region. So this was a proof that the process has already started. Another proof was Putin's agreement treaty with Kim Jong-un, which they started developing in summer, according to which their cooperation develops, and they can exchange soldiers, they can exchange military information, which is, guys, insane, because perhaps for decades you have known that North Korea is the country totally isolated by sanctions, a country mocked in various comedy shows because of the level of authoritarianism, dictatorship there, and now we all observe how one dictator unites with another dictator to strengthen each other. Something definitely is wrong with the kind old world. So right now we understand that this exchange and actually supply of North Korean soldiers to Russia is good for both nations. First of all, because Russia does not want to mobilize new people. They realize if Putin announces a new wave of mobilization, there can be some protest. It can actually reach big cities where people are more active, and he's afraid of that. Even though both the Minister of Attack in Russia, the head commander of the Russian army are actually begging for new people, because come on, they lose their soldiers like crazy for inches of the Ukrainian territory, and this is the Russian tactics: scorched earth policy and meat grinders. So Putin tries to solve this problem. He does not want to mobilize new people, and now he mobilizes this North Korean soldiers. Another thing that North Korean leader, I cannot say leader, I should say like a dictator or something worse. What could be the good English word to express my disgust to Kim Jong-un and to keep it still correct, politically correct, enough politically correct for the YouTube? Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe if you're new. We have lots of hot topics here, especially when something explodes on a military object in Russia. Maybe something similar was still happening in North Korea. Why Kim Jong-un wants this? Well, first of all, because his soldiers and his military engineers have a possibility to test their military equipment, various weapons that they were developing for decades, filled with hatred to the rest of the world. Now they have this polygon, now they have this opportunity destroying Ukrainian houses, Ukrainian schools. They actually test the weapons. That's insane that the world accepts that and still is afraid of escalation. Then perhaps they also want to see what the real war is and gain some combat experience. And here I have a question for you just to think about. It's a rhetorical question. How do you think? Why they need this kind of experience? Just for fun? Perhaps no. Perhaps something bad is going on in the minds of these dictators that unite so quickly. And I do not understand how those who still advise not to escalate, appease Putin, negotiate with Russians, I don't know, and other regimes like that, why do you still think there is a way to stop them with this weakness, with this fear? It does not work with bullies and crazy people like that. And unfortunately, North Korea is actually another illustration of how sanctions do not work properly, because North Korea is the most sanctioned country in the world. North Korea is the most isolated country in the world. And it remains a fear, it remains a problem, and it remains a serious danger for the world, because they continue developing missiles, they continue developing other kinds of weapons, and they continue developing spy satellites. That is actually one more reason why Putin and Kim Jong-un need each other, because North Korean dictator hopes that Putin will share some of his knowledge about this spy satellite, and they will help them put it on the orbit of the Earth. And all of this happens very quickly and very effectively, while there are no soldiers from France or Denmark or Germany or US even close to the Ukrainian borders, while we are still not allowed to target back. It is insane that somehow people believe this problem will disappear when we clearly see these acts of evil growing stronger. And right now, we actually can officially say that Ukraine is fighting with two countries already, with North Korea and Russia. Is it a world war? Should we wait for some other countries to join, to name it that way? Putin and dictators like him did not leave a choice to this world. It was them who started the aggression. It was them who continuously escalate. And by closing our eyes, by trying to appease, we do not solve the problem. We simply postpone the time of the serious decisions that we need to take. Because if Ukraine falls, they will not stop here. Why would they? Why would they? It's not about territories. It's about the control over the world. It's about the new world order. And I don't want this new world order to be developed by Kim Jong-un. Do you? I know you don't, but there are still people who believe that by sacrificing Ukraine or, I don't know, other countries, Baltics or Balkans, they can prevent something worse. No. Unpunished evil grows, and just have a look. Read the history of 1938, 1939, and it will explain you a lot. There were lots of leaders who tried to appease Hitler. Somehow it didn't work out. Let's learn on our mistakes. And actually, there are some very vivid symptoms that frighteningly remind us of that period in history. Join me on Instagram, X, Threads, and Discord. All the links that you need are in the description of this video. Let me know if you want a live chat this Saturday, because I've missed you. I believe there are lots of topics we can discuss. So what do you think about 9 p.m. Kyiv time? Check our merch shop. There are lots of good items that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons, but most importantly, thank you for standing with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!